For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Justin Robey. I'm the host of Robeytech. Robeytech is a show dedicated to PC building, tech news, tech deals, tech awesome, and all that sort of jazz. Guys, big day, big day, big day. No, it's big day. It's a big day.
Big day.
It's a big day today.
Big day.
I did 2 dad jokes on my wife. So these are dad pickup lines. I told my wife, I said, honey, I'm gonna tell you something. I would never play hide and seek with you. And she's like, why not? And I said, because women like you are extremely hard to find. Honey, what letter does happiness start with? And she goes, H. Why? I said, well, mine starts with the letter U. And she slapped me for both of those. Here's your first dad joke for the day. What do you call an acid with an attitude? Amino acid. So we have Aaron Greenberg. I think he's hanging out on YouTube. He's watching it. He's watching from his home in YouTube. His home on YouTube, not in YouTube. He's virtual. He's joining a long line of distinguished PC guests that we have built PCs for. Okay, so let's talk through the build today. Going through here, starting with the CPU, we're going to choose the 10th gen i9 10900K. Absolutely, right now, still the king of gaming CPUs. The very amazing, still absolutely awesome. The ROG Strix Z490E Gaming, probably one of the best looking Z490 boards out there. For RAM, this is 4x32 Intel DDR4000 megahertz RAM. So again, faster RAM, should look really good. Both Western Digital, we have a 500 gig and a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, 1 terabyte for games, 500 gigs, this faster one for OS, which is going to be the fastest in terms of loading speed. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to use the LL120s. I like the QLs too, but I had more LLs. QLs are actually really hard to get right now. The QL120s are really hard to get. So we got LL120s. I'm excited to finally have a commission build with this, and that is the Founders Edition 3080 from Nvidia. So for AIO, we're using the new Corsair IQ H100i Elite Capellix. For power, we're going to use, I've become a fan of these, and ever since Cooler Master sent me this, and this is the MWE Gold 750 V2 fully modular. Finally, we've got the new Corsair 4000D Airflow edition of their case. We'll walk through that when we actually get to that part, and we'll take, as we take apart this case. You know what I need? I need a drink. I need a drink of sparkling ice. Ice. Sparkling. Hold on, here it goes. Still waiting for that sponsorship. That's pretty funny. Okay, well, here we go. Now it's time to start building. This is when we get serious. We weren't serious before. Now we're serious. Grab our motherboard. So here we go. This is our motherboard. Some of the things that are unique for this one in particular is you've got RGB over here. Up here we've got a 4-pin and an 8-pin EPS power connector. These are fan headers in the top left. The light gray one, which I always love about Asus and most of their boards, is actually the CPU, and then they've got an additional fan header here. These are RGB headers, so they've got a 3-pin and a 4-pin, so an addressable RGB. This is your LGA 1200 socket. This one is new to 10th gen Intel. We're pretty sure that Rocket Lake is going to use the same socket as well, but support PCIe Gen 4 is the rumor. So this is what's going here. Around here, this is the VRM cooling solution. The VRM is what gives the CPU power. Usually the better the cooling, the higher the capacity for overclocking. The other thing that's nice is this right here, which is unique to some boards. This is so you can add a second, like, small fan to do higher levels of active cooling on your VRM should you want to. This right here is your memory DIMMs. You got 4 DIMMs. This is your ATX power supply. This is what supplies power to your motherboard. This is a USB-C connector right here, USB 3.2. These right here are your SATA connectors. These are where you're going to usually plug in your hard drives. This one's got 6, which is pretty good. Down here, we've got our front panel connectors. We've got 3 more fan headers here for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total fan headers. We've got 2 that are over here above this PCIe by 1 slot. We've got 2 USB 2, and then you've got, I guess, additional RGB. This right here is actually a debug. It allows you to do stuff like debug, so instead of having to use a PC speaker. And then over here, this is your HD audio, and this is all your audio stuff. We've got 2 total M.2 slots, 1 and 2 right here. You've got 2 1x16 and then 2x8 PCI slots, and then 3x1 slots here, here, and here for things like Elgato capture cards, etc. And then last but not least, obviously on the back, we also have a ton of I/O. This one includes Wi-Fi 6, which is great if you have Wi-Fi 6, it's nice and fast. This right here, where you see this little square around it, what this is unique, and this has really kind of come out with X570, B550, and even some Threadripper, and these allow you to flash the BIOS without a CPU in, and that's why this one is highlighted, and this button allows you to do that flash, like flash it without doing this. We've got multiple USB connectors, we've got audio here, and then of course these, because this is a K, you can actually use the onboard integrated graphics if you wanted to. A lot of these, you see these on X570 and nobody's ever going to use them. So that is our board. Okay, so here we go. This is our Intel 10900K CPU. You want to open it.
Please don't lick my
Grab it from the sides, and then there's two little dimples in the corner. These are a lot easier to kind of put in than Ryzen, even though they're smaller. You just drop it in like so, just wiggle it a little bit, put that down, and then with the magic, some sort of weird magic, I'm gonna put this down and that top just pops off, and I don't know how. But when you do this, every time you open this, it actually makes you more attractive to people of the opposite sex or same sex, depending on what you like. I actually have an Armani suit made completely out of these.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and put our RAM in real quick. Okay, so we're gonna grab our 4,000 megahertz. Over 4,000. Over 4,000. I know it's just at 4,000. It's not over 4,000. It's over 4,000. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open these little top slots right here, like this. You'll see a little slot here in the RAM, and this is the PCB. You want to line this up with the slot here on the DIMM. You just want to pop it in just like that. This whole thing right here, by the way, lights up with RGB right here, so it's very attractive. It's a very attractive board.
Yeah,
It's very attractive. If I was a daddy board looking for a motherboard, I'd date this motherboard. Next up, we're going to install our M.2s. First one we're going to do is we're going to stick the black faster one on the top. This is our OS drive, 500 gigs. Boom, there we go. So right here, we got a little slot in the PCB like that. What you're going to do is just slip it in just like so. That'll give you a nice little jump there, and then our 1 terabyte's installed. Take our little bit of screwdriver, a little bit of screw. It's itty bitty. It's itty bitty. It's itty bitty right here. It's itty bitty. Did you like that? The spicy Robey angle there? That's my spicy Robey. Okay, good. It did focus. Okay, good. So we got that in here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these massive shields. Thermal peel. Activate. Right there, like that. Get into this hole like that. Okay, this is ready. Let's walk through the new case because I'm excited about this. It's been one of the top requested cases, given it's a new case that people want to check this out. So I'm excited to get to show this off. What are you talking about? That's how you learn about all the new cases. You just come here. We build with them. I have one right here. Right here. There's one right here. Right here. I'm gonna grab it. There it is. The Corsair 4000D. One of the things that I want to show up. I'm curious what you guys think. They're doing these new. They're doing yellow. Look at this, like yellow for their USB 3. And then they've also got here in the back some like nice little subtle yellow stuff. And even on the back here, you can see the screws. I think I can get that. You can see the screws even have little yellow accents now, which is pretty neat. So I think it's pretty cool. It's like a new Corsair trying to get a little bit more of their brand in, which is pretty neat. So here's the inside of the case here. You can see some lighting there. It's all airflow, so we got straight airflow all the way through here. It does have a dust filter. It's pretty thin, but in terms of just being able to draw air, it does come with two 120mm fans. We're gonna be getting rid of both of those. There's quite a bit of room here at the top to actually do your top-mounted radiator. They've got some really good cable channels here. The one thing is that everybody's kind of getting away from the rubber grommets, which is kind of sad. This uses almost an NZXT style hider for the cable stuff, but it should still look really good. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get all of our RGB fans installed. After much ado about nothing, we're gonna go ahead and put in our motherboard. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Looks so good in there. Okay, so we got 3 more LL fans here, ready to go. Okay, now, next up, Let's get our AIO prepared, get our AIO built. Cool. Okay, that's set up and ready to go. Let's get our back plate mounted. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little thing right here, peel the 3M, just like that. So that comes off like so, and then it just sticks right there, just like that. So now it's in. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these longer little things, and they look like that, so to speak. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna screw those into each one of the 4 corners. This is what we're gonna mount our bracket onto. All I did was just take all the cables and run them through this top slot. And then you can see here, what I've got is I've got all the cables, and then I'm just gonna drag it up and pull these at the same time. So I'm just gonna do it on the outside holes like this. So you can see the outside holes that I'm putting it in. So that's all there is to it. Hold it like this, grab my magnetic screwdriver, and you wanna make sure it's like centered. And I probably wanna push it a little bit farther over and then screw. I'm gonna screw in the left corner, and then the right corner. Okay, we're gonna pull this up now, and then get this out of the way like this. There we go. I'm gonna drop that down like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do real quick now is we're gonna turn this over and get all of our fans and everything hooked up. Okay, zooming in, give you guys a little tour. Okay, right here, this is our USB-C. Right here is our USB 3.2. Down here in the bottom left right here, that is our front panel connectors right there. This right here is our USB 2 for our AIO pump right there. And then finally over here is our HD audio. You guys can see the HD audio goes right there, right next to this. So you guys can see if you want to follow along. And finally, the last part of this, which is always a fun part, is bam, peel. I feel like dad joke. I asked the surgeon if I was allowed to administer my own anesthetics before the operation. You know what he said? Go ahead and knock yourself out. Yabba dabba do time. That's what I've decided. Yabba dabba do time. Okay, let's open our GPU. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we can put in our PSU time. We're gonna take our motherboard one, and this has got those weird power connectors, which I think are cool though. That goes right there like that. And then what we're gonna do is, see, now it's got these little thin ones, so it's really easy to know which one goes in the PSU because it won't work the other way. And then we're gonna get our VGA right there. And then we're gonna grab our CPU. And you want to I put it fan down. It is done. I declare bankruptcy.
I declare bankruptcy!
Boom. Boom. And boom. Oh, 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 oh! It's all lit up! that is it for today's stream. Thank you for hanging out. Big shout out again to our mods, to your sponsors, thank you for all the subs, the donations, all that stuff. You guys have been doing really, really great. Outside of that, guys, have a great night.